These 6 scientifically backed brain hacks don't just make you smarter, they make you an unstoppable force. 1. Dopamine discipline. Dopamine is the brain's reward chemical. It drives motivation, focus, and the desire to pursue goals. However, in today's world of instant gratification, social media, junk food, constant notifications, dopamine is being hijacked. When dopamine is constantly triggered by meaningless stimuli, the brain becomes desensitized, making it harder to stay disciplined and focused on long-term goals. This is where dopamine discipline comes in. By intentionally delaying gratification, you reset your brain's reward system. Simple practices like avoiding your phone for the first hour of the day, delaying your morning coffee until after a workout, or setting a reward only after completing deep work. These small changes begin to retrain your brain. This improves the function of the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for decision-making, willpower, and long-term planning. Neuroscientific studies show that dopamine levels rise not just upon receiving a reward, but more powerfully during the pursuit of it. That means you can literally rewire your brain to enjoy the process, not just the outcome. Over time, you become more resilient, focused, and emotionally intelligent. This isn't just self-help talk, it's brain chemistry. By mastering your dopamine, you stop living reactively and start acting with strategic intent, like the top 1% performers and thinkers do. 2. Daily deep work plus focus blocks. Focused, uninterrupted work trains the brain to operate at a higher cognitive level. When attention is repeatedly fractured by distractions, like phone notifications or multitasking, the brain struggles to enter a flow state, a peak state of deep concentration where learning and productivity skyrocket. Deep work involves dedicating focused time blocks, typically 60 to 90 minutes, to a single high-value task without distractions. This form of cognitive training increases the production of myelin, the fatty sheath that insulates neurons and speeds up signal transmission, making your thinking sharper and faster over time. The Pomodoro technique, which breaks work into 25-minute sprints with short breaks, is a beginner-friendly way to train this skill. Neuroscience research confirms that attention is a muscle. It grows stronger the more you use it with intent. Studies also show that frequent task switching lowers IQ temporarily and reduces brain efficiency. Deep work not only improves intellectual output, but also enhances your ability to handle complex strategic tasks. Over time, this practice increases mental endurance, clarity of thought, and your ability to enter flow states on command. The fewer inputs your brain has to manage, the more power it can channel into producing original thought and solving high-level problems. 3. Cold showers and intense exercise. Cold exposure and intense physical exercise activate the brain's most powerful neurochemical systems. When the body's exposed to cold water, it releases a surge of norepinephrine, a neurotransmitter responsible for heightened alertness, mood regulation, and increased attention span. This response triggers a stress adaptation in the brain that builds resilience, sharpens focus, and improves mood stability. Similarly, high-intensity interval training, chet, and strength training significantly elevate brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein often called miracle grow for the brain, which promotes the growth of new neurons and strengthens existing neural pathways. Research from Stanford and Harvard confirms that individuals who engage in consistent, intense physical activity have better memory retention, faster processing speed, and improved executive function. Exercise also flushes out cortisol, the stress hormone, and boosts dopamine and serotonin levels, enhancing both motivation and emotional regulation. Cold showers, when done regularly, train the brain to stay calm under stress, helping to rewire your response to anxiety and fear. These physiological changes translate directly into mental sharpness and emotional toughness. Together, cold exposure and intense exercise forge a brain that performs better under pressure, thinks more clearly, and remains grounded even in high-stress, high-stakes environments. Traits often found in elite performers and decision-makers. 4th, non-negotiable, sleep optimization. Sleep is the foundation of cognitive performance, yet it's often the most underrated brain hack. During deep sleep, the brain undergoes a vital process called synaptic pruning, eliminating weak neural connections while strengthening important ones. This optimization enhances memory, learning ability, and problem-solving skills. REM sleep in particular plays a key role in emotional regulation and creativity, helping the brain integrate complex information and form new ideas. Lack of sleep directly impairs the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for reasoning, focus, and self-control, making individuals more impulsive and less mentally sharp. Neuroscientific research shows that sleep-deprived brains perform tasks at a significantly slower rate and exhibit reduced activity in critical thinking regions, mimicking the effects of alcohol intoxication. Moreover, sleep boosts the release of growth hormone, which aids in brain recovery and overall cellular repair. Creating a consistent sleep routine, sleeping and waking at the same time daily, helps regulate the body's circadian rhythm and improve sleep quality. Reducing screen time before bed, keeping the room dark and cool, and avoiding caffeine in the evening are scientifically proven ways to enhance sleep. Prioritizing sleep turns the brain into a high-efficiency machine, capable of deeper focus, faster thinking, and greater emotional control under pressure. 5. Strategic learning plus spaced repetition. Strategic learning leverages how the brain naturally retains information, making learning faster, deeper, and longer lasting. The most effective method is spaced repetition, which introduces learned material at increasing intervals just before the brain is about to forget it. This technique strengthens synaptic connections in the hippocampus, the brain's memory center, making recall faster and more reliable. Tools like Anki or physical flashcards are built around this principle. Paired with active recall, the practice of retrieving information without looking at notes, the brain forms stronger long-term memory pathways. Passive review, like rereading or highlighting, offers a false sense of mastery, but does little for retention. Neuroscience confirms that the effort involved in recall strengthens learning far more than passive exposure. Mind mapping and chunking information into meaningful groups help the brain process complex ideas more efficiently by mirroring the brain's natural associative structure. Learning in short, focused sessions followed by short breaks improves neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and grow. Strategic learning techniques also reduce cognitive overload and improve confidence in applying knowledge practically. When combined, these methods train the brain to think critically, absorb knowledge efficiently, and apply information in high-pressure or competitive environments, giving a distinct advantage over traditional learning approaches. 6th, visualization plus mental rehearsal. Visualization and mental rehearsal activate the brain in ways nearly identical to physical execution, making them powerful tools for cognitive enhancement and performance. When you visualize yourself completing a task, whether it's giving a speech, acing an exam, or dominating a competition, the motor cortex, prefrontal cortex, and basal ganglia light up as if you were actually doing it. This primes your brain to perform with greater accuracy and confidence in real-life situations. Athletes, Navy SEALs, and elite performers use this method to sharpen their skills, reduce anxiety, and mentally prepare for high-stakes outcomes. Neuroscientific studies, including those from Harvard and the Journal of Neurophysiology, have shown that participants who practice visualization improved nearly as much as those who practiced physically. Mental rehearsal strengthens neural pathways related to focus, coordination, and decision-making under pressure. Combining visualization with emotion, feeling the success, the energy, the control, amplifies its effectiveness by engaging the limbic system. Repetition is key. The more vivid and consistent the imagery, the stronger the mental programming. This technique also builds self-image and belief systems, which the subconscious mind uses to guide behavior. Practicing visualization daily conditions your brain for success, making you act with purpose, precision, and unshakable self-trust in real scenarios.